His world is on the water, with rod and reel in hand. His world is in the wilderness, rugged and wild. His world is travel to the far ends of the earth, seeking adventure and bringing it to you in the outdoor world of Castaway Coulis. Joe Castaway Coulis, a world-class outdoorsman, will take you from Africa to the Arctic, into the world of fishing, hunting, travel, and excitement. Now you're invited to come along and experience for yourself the outdoor world of Castaway Coulis.
Well, I came out to food plot number 2 and checking, well, I had to add another feed block to the feeder because the deer, well, something was emptying that whole feeder. But because I had a camera, I was able to go back to the house and I took out the card. Now that camera, Tactacam, is hooked into wireless over the network, sends the pictures back to the house. So I was able to see the pictures. And as other people thought, oh no, it's raccoons and squirrels. Well, squirrel came once in a while. It was a lot of deer. So need to restock it. But now I'm out on the food plot. And boy, I'm looking good. Last time here I was pretty excited to see that it was starting to come up in 5 days, but what I'm seeing now is that the planting was probably pretty darn good with our driving around in a vehicle and having somebody sit in the back end. But the planting looks like it did a pretty doggone good job. Boy, it really encouraging, seeing a lot of green, and so that's really good. We haven't been getting a lot of rain, but I could see there's moisture in the soil. But food plot number 2 looks like it's going to do well, and that was very, very encouraging. So the idea I came up with worked, but more importantly, the taking of the clearing of the grasses, cultivating it, letting it sit, cultivating lettuce. I don't see a lot of weeds, but I see a lot of brassica. Now I put in the frigid forage, and it's planted. It's coming up great, so that's good. So now I've got to go check out the food plot number 1, which is bigger and the same thing, but seeing how it's coming up, satisfied. Looks like timing should be pretty good the way it's growing, and it's just the beginning of September. So okay, we got a good start. Go check out the other food plot. The other thing I wanted to mention about the cameras and with the other feed block hanger, I'd say, was that the pictures that I got from the cameras that said what was there is there's some really nice deer. Daylight pictures, but some really good pictures to show what's happening and why that is such a good tool. If you didn't have a camera, you would think, well, deer don't empty that block in that short a period of time. But so a trail camera is an invaluable tool for the deer hunter. So remember that. Now I'm checking plot one, And the brassicas look like they planted good. Wow, now it's very interesting too is that the areas where there's some trees and some shade from the sun, the soil is still moist. And as you could see, well, no, you can't see it unless you're watching the video segment of this. But I can tell you that this planted really well and coming up. And as I look through the field, I can see green, not as heavy as where it's more moisture, but it definitely is planned. It worked. It planted. It germinated. It's going to be good. And so that's, I think, something that's gratifying as well as really important. I've got I have a tree stand on both food plots. So the thing of cultivating it a few times, kill the weeds and grass, and I don't see a lot of weeds and grasses coming up here, maybe later, but I do see a lot of brassica. So that frigid forage is a neat tool. What I am seeing too, which is a little bit disheartening, is that I'm seeing color on trees, and it's just the beginning of September here in Ohio. And the temperatures we've been having is really strange as far as what we're seeing and what's happening here. And so it's a, it was really bad on the Indian corn that I planted, but the other brassica for the fall, so I'll at least have food for the deer, and both food plots will be worth the work because I'll have food for them by my blinds. And the other one I've had, in addition to that, I also have the block feeder. So the way they went through the first one, I'm probably going to have to really see about getting another. I put in 20-pounder one this time, and it'll hold 2 of those. Last time I had a 33-pounder. And so I'm going to get another 20 and get that in there, but it looks like I'm going to have to really keep getting it restocked because it's, but it's what you want. I mean, at least it's feeding the deer minerals as well as just corn, but it's there and you don't have to have a timer going. They eat what they want, but a lot of does there. But as I mentioned, I got some pictures of some pretty nice bucks coming daytime and nighttime, and pretty close to being a shooter. I'll have to see. I've got some really good deer here, but it might be so. But the work was worth it. Again, timing is so important. I mentioned in the past, deer season's probably a month away, but another couple weeks I'm going to cut the clover field so that within 2 weeks that clover will be good and fresh, and they'll be in there feeding on the fresh clover. So you need to think about when you cut your clover field so that you don't want to cut it right before the season. There'll be nothing fresh there. You want good, fresh, green food for them. So you want to make sure that you cut that clover not right before the season starts, but enough time, which is usually about 2 weeks, where it'll be all new, fresh clover coming up, and it'll be fresh, and the deer are going to eat it up. So think about that, or consider that when you cut your clover. And then as I came to the food plots, we're probably a good month yet before deer season, although I usually don't start going till later in October when the rut's coming on, and the end of October. So the way this is going, hopefully it'll continue, and there will be good fresh food for them, plenty of it, so they don't devastate it. So timing is such an important thing come fall. So remember to consider that when you're planting, packing, cultivating the whole process, or cutting your clover. So very important tool to be able to utilize along with those trail cameras, so you know what's in the area. You also know when they're coming and where. So I put quite a few out, check the trails, monitor those cameras. So as I mentioned before, a trail camera is a very, very important tool you need to utilize. And with the new ones, with the link system that they have and send it to your phone, you don't have to go out, and actually can also be keeping the areas scent free around those cameras, and so they can do their job without interruption, and the deer won't be spooked at all by them because they get used to them, then they won't smell you being around. So it's another good way of doing the way of utilizing the modern technology for our deer hunting. So pretty lucky with what we have technology wise, and just got to take advantage of it. For more information on the things we talk about, make sure to check out the website, www.castaway.com. A lot of Kodiak products there as well, trapping, hunting, and fishing. And if you'd like to get notified on more videos that we produce, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you will be notified. And also be sure to hit the like and the share button. So until next time, have a wonderful day.